Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Argos Anonymous. I am Argos. Lately I've been dumpster diving on online marketplaces like eBay and whatnot, just picking up little trinkets here and there from the last couple of years of MetaZoo history. And I wanted to take this moment to share with you things that I've been buying because it gives me an excuse to talk about some MetaZoo history and talk about why I'm picking up the things that I'm picking up. So there's some fun little trinkets in here, some promos and some packs. So let's just dive into it and enjoy a little nostalgic trip down MetaZoo memory lane. Let's go. Whatnot. Man, you can really find some interesting deals on Whatnot. Whatnot used to be a place where sellers would go to be able to sell things for way more than their actual normal market value. Now it's mostly a place where you go to pick up crazy good deals on things because the market just isn't there, and Whatnot just doesn't have the same visibility that a platform like eBay has. So you can get some crazy deals on Whatnot. Let's just start going through this pile of things that I picked up. So we've got, well, of course, everyone's been talking about Chrome, but I picked up this nice little Gumbaroo off of eBay. He's a green refractor serialized Chrome Series 0 Gumbaroo. I picked him up because he was cheap, I think. Really nothing else to it. He's number 32 out of 99. I don't know. The price for some of these green ones, you can get them for this was probably under 20 bucks. So I figure you can go straight to the Gumby, and I just think Gumbaroo is kind of hilarious. I just like him, and I didn't have this one yet, so I just kind of wanted him. I'm trying to collect an entire set that I'm going to call a Rainbow Series Chrome set. Is an entire set of Series Chrome that is all these different color refractors. So that's me. It's going to keep me busy for the next several years. So every now and then when I see super cheap Chrome, I pick one up. I like Topps Chrome Series 0 because it was a very well received product, and I think longer term it has some potential. And when I like to collect, I look for two things. This is just my style of collecting. Everyone else has things they like differently, but this is what I like. I like things that, number one, that I genuinely like the way it looks. I like picking up things that look good, that are nice quality, but I also like the idea that perhaps someday the demand could actually increase and could drive at least maintained value. If I wanted to collect things that were going to be worthless forever, I would go collect rocks, right? I mean, the reason I'm here is because I think there's at least a chance that Chrome Series 0 will go up in demand or maintain demand at least over time. So we got ourselves a little serial Gumby. The next thing I picked up is some Kickstarter cards. So we have some raw Kickstarters, and then I picked up a couple of slabs as well. Here's a PSA 10 Kickstarter Loveland Frogman Reverse Hollow that I think I got for about 80 bucks ish, I think. And then I got this Sinkhole Sam PSA 10 Reverse Hollow Kickstarter for I forget if it was $27 or $37. It was basically nothing because it probably cost at least $20 to grade it, especially after shipping and fees, and that's assuming they graded it recently. If they graded this a while ago, they probably took a dive on it. So we should talk about Kickstarter a little bit. This gives us a great opportunity. Kickstarter used to be a high-flying MetaZoo set. It was the most valuable stuff was Kickstarter, and it's really fallen way out of favor. And so this, for example, I got this full hollow Kickstarter Babe the Blue Ox, I think for 60 bucks, maybe, which is basically the cost now of a MetaZoo Kickstarter set. When I receive things like this, I always want to just check it over to make sure that it is authentic, that it's a nice authentic MetaZoo card. I check the front, I check the back, I know the things to look for. I'm not expecting any shenanigans, but I always do check. I know the luminance of the hollow, what to expect. This is a beautiful, authentic Babe the Big Bad Blue Ox for Kickstarter. And then we got a Death Beam here. So what's happened with Kickstarter is the prices have taken a complete dive. The prices have gone way down. Kickstarter booster boxes peaked at around $11,000 maybe, and they've gone all the way back down to below $2,500. They caught a little bit of a bounce for a while recently, but now this is actually a really nice Death Beam. Look at the centering on that. Beautiful centering. It's only very slightly off, if at all. So now we're going to look for scratching. I don't see any scratching. We're going to look for transition hollow sheet lines. And oh, there is one. There's a subtle transition line right down the middle. Right down the center of the hollow sheet right there. So if I were to send this to PSA, they have in the past, if they have a transition line that shows up in the middle of the hollow, they can take that from a 10 down to a 9, which is unfortunate. So I'll have to decide whether or not I want to send this to PSA or send it to BGS or something, because some of the other companies are much less, they pay much less attention to the surface of the card than does PSA. PSA tends to put a lot of weight on card surface, but we'll see. Anyway, Kickstarter has come way down, probably 80-90%. Most of the cards have dropped dramatically in value. Kickstarter full hollow Mothman raw used to be $2,000, and PSA 10 were like 10 or 12,000 bucks. Now you can get a PSA 10 full hollow Kickstarter MetaZoo Mothman for like $1,500 or less, and you can get raws for about 500 bucks, which is wild, right? And they've come way down. Part of the reason for this is because number one, the whole market has crashed. That's part of it. But there's another reason that Kickstarter MetaZoo is taking a big fat dive, and that's the fact that what used to be rare is no longer rare, right? For example, there are approximately 870 to 880 full hollow Kickstarter Death Beams. That's the population of Death Beam based on the print run of Kickstarter, of the full hollow Death Beam, okay? And that's all there is. There's no reverse hollow. So there's about 870 to 880 of these Death Beam, right? Well, there's only 100 of these Gumbaroo, right? And there's a version of Gumbaroo that's a 1 of 1. And then there's a 1 of 5 and a 1 of 25, right? And a 1 of 50. And then I have some promos over here that the print run is like 200 or 300. And then you have other new promos. The print run is 100, right? Tops came out and MetaZoo promos came out, and so many of them are very low print run. And so what's happened is the money is now chasing things that are 1 of 10 or that have a print run of 100. And so like 870 doesn't seem that low anymore. Now the price memory of Kickstarter has helped it maintain some value, but it is in a very clear downtrend, and it is continuing to downtrend. And with so many rare, limited, 1 of 1 things coming out, I don't know where the bottom is for Kickstarter, frankly. I think right now there's not a lot of support for Kickstarter. I think some people have been buying it continuously, but the problem is anyone who buys it to flip it, like if the market doesn't come in looking at Kickstarter as like something that's going to go up, the support just won't be there. And then the people who buy it to like bounce it, if in a year the price is stagnant or going down, they're just going to re-enter the market and drive the price down even further. So I haven't really seen much in the way of support, short or medium term, for Kickstarter. Now, longer term, I have different thoughts on that I've already talked about. Maybe there's some opportunity, but short to medium term, man, people don't like Kickstarter. People don't care. People want much more limited, flashy promos, and at least for the all intents and purposes, for now, Kickstarter is totally the doghouse. I got this full hollow Chupacabra, which would have cost me maybe $200 at some point. I got this for 40 bucks. Just a clean, easy $40 full hollow Chupacabra, cheaper than a Kickstarter booster pack, right? So like that's why sealed Kickstarter is tanking in value. When you can buy the hits for less than the cost of a booster pack, you know, with the exception of obviously like a full hollow Moth and Wild, it's a really nice Chupacabra as well. Beautiful, like full hollow, pretty well centered Chupacabra. We'll have to evaluate that for possible PSA 10 potential, unless there's a transition line. I don't. Oh, that's a really subtle one. Well, we might get away with that one. We'll have to see. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I think Kickstarter's in the doghouse. I think a lot of people don't really care about MetaZoo Kickstarter anymore. Most people, actually, I should say, it's not that I think that. It is obvious. It is obvious that most people do not care about MetaZoo Kickstarter anymore because the price have taken a total dive. So I went on to Whatnot, and I got this Salem City promo for, I think it was like $26 or something crazy like that, which is awesome because this card, so this was handed out at the Salem, like the Seance release event in Salem, Massachusetts, where they handed out these promos and some other promos as well, like the Salem bookmark and stuff like that. And that's pretty cool because this card, even though on Whatnot it was super cheap, if you were to go to eBay, and we'll hop over to 130 point right now to show you that. If you were to go to eBay, this same card would cost, the last one sold was 120 bucks. And that was on April 6th. And then before that, it was 150. And before that, it was 210 and 350, etc. Oh, that was a graded one. Fine. But for raw ones, 120 to 210. These are very, very rare cards. So, kind of just a hilarious example of what kind of deals you can get on Whatnot if you're on there, especially like late at night or on some channel. You'll have like 10 viewers and people will just dump their stuff, and you can get incredible deals on Whatnot. Similarly, I picked up a Loveland Frogman. This one wasn't for as crazy of a deal because I think more people knew what it was, but I needed one of these because I sold mine before the Water Tower for about 200 bucks because it was a card that was playable in the meta for the Water Tower, and it was the only one I had. So I was able to pick up this replacement, which looks like actually a really nicely centered Loveland Mailman. Huh. I'll have to look at this one a little bit more closely to see if it has PSA grading potential. Anyway, I picked this up for about $78, I think, 75 to 80, I forget. So that means I guess I netted about $120 return before fees, so we'll take 10% off that. About $100 return on flipping my Loveland Mailman when the price was high before that Water Tower, and then picking up later back when nobody cared. The last thing I got on Whatnot was a playtester card. Playtesters used to be hot, just like many other things in MetaZoo. Prices are really high right out of the gate, and then a bunch of newer, hotter things come out, and then people stop caring about playtesters. So I picked up this mini T-Rex playtester card from the UFO playtester set. These playtesters are playable. They give these cards to the team of people who playtest MetaZoo cards before set releases. They get these playtester cards, so that's kind of fun. And then I guess it's sort of like payout for them. There was a time when some of these were selling for tons of money, but as with most things, once you release more and more and more iterations of similar things, it dilutes the pool of these things. And so, like, when there were only Nightfall playtesters, those were selling for a lot of money, but then there were Nightfall and Wilderness, and then there were Nightfall, Wilderness, and UFO. And suddenly there's more and more and more silver border playtester cards, and they all sort of compete with each other, and the prices go down. So I got this mini T-Rex for about 80 or 70, I think. 60 to 80, I kind of forget. On eBay, they sell for, the last one sold a little bit over 100 bucks. So I just wanted some kind of cool playtester from the UFO genre. The other thing about playtesters is they tend to grade very well if they don't have a hollow sheet transition line in the surface. It's pretty easy to get a 10 in a playtester if it's got good centering. And I thought, well, I looked at this card and thought, well, the centering is just only very slightly off left to right, and I didn't see a transition line in the hollow sheet that was noticeable enough to make me take a hit on it. So it had PSA potential, so I'll probably send this into PSA and hope that they might give me a 10 for it. And maybe we'll send it in with the mailman, and I don't know, we'll check these guys out as well. Anyway, those are my recent pickups and my thoughts about mostly, the big thought is, like, you go to Whatnot for deals. You can get crazy good deals on Whatnot. Right now, nobody cares about Kickstarter MetaZoo, and I don't really expect that to change anytime soon. It's gonna be a while, probably before anybody gives a damn about Kickstarter MetaZoo, if ever. MetaZoo is a new thing, so you just don't know longer term where people are going to be focused. When you've got all these one of one things and one of 10 things, is anybody going to care about a Kickstarter Obnoxious 9 with a print run of 870? I honestly don't know. Kickstarter is going to maintain notoriety because it will always and forever be the very first actual core set that MetaZoo ever put out. It's the alpha MetaZoo. But in the modern age, with so many rare things, will anyone care? I'd love to know what you think. Long term, is the money in the promos? Is the money in the serial cards? Or does Kickstarter at some point have a place and the potential to become something that is chased and something of value? Because right now, it is in the doghouse, like, all day, every day. And that's all I got for now. Thank you, MetaFam, for stopping by. As always, I do appreciate this opportunity to entertain you fine peoples of MetaZoo. Until next time, this is Argos, signing out.